Hi, I'm Emmanuel and I'm a member of Group 14 and I'm to explain the code on a C-based text adventure game from line 1 to line 105. And lines 1 to 4 includes standard libraries like Studio for input and output and Studlib for general utilities and the string for string operations. These libraries give the program built-in functions. Next, we go to the enums. The program uses enums to define constants. For example, the room ID enum lists all the rooms in the game, such as the village, the forest, and the dungeon. And room count. Room count keeps the track of the total number of rooms. Then the room type enum. It defines all the items like sword, the shield, or the potion. Yeah. And with item count, it stores the total number. Yeah. And game state enum controls the state of the game. Like if the character is dead, still playing, or alive. Then the direction enum. It defines the movement, whether the player is going north, south, east, or west. Then after that, we go to the structures. The item structure represents the item's properties with properties like name, description, the attack bonus, the defense health, and the healing and scoring value. Then the the enemy structure too defines enemies with health, attack, defense, and reward. The player structure stores player information such as the health, the health, attack, defense, and reward. Then we'll go to the room structure. The room structure defines each room with a name and description, exit, and items, and the conditions like if the enemy is locked or has access. Then we'll go to the global arrays. The item table like this stores all the items in the rooms. The room stores all the rooms in the games. So let's left with the int item function. This function initializes all items by assigning the names, the description, and values. Mm, yeah, so I'm done for my part of the code. And my section of the code is just sets up the structure and foundation of the entire game. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning, guys. Today we'll be going through the programming code and then we are going to adventure. So my name is Elijah. I'm a member of the 14. So I'll take this opportunity to explain the lines of the code we have. I'll start going from line 137. That's the void init items. So going with the void init items, this declares a function called what? Called init items that we see here. We have the in item now. So it does not return any value. As for this code, it does not because it said void. Void means an empty space. So it doesn't return any value. It is used to set up all items in the game. So all the items in the game, such as the attack, the defense, the heal amount, the score value, the description, and even the sword and those things. So this is what is used to set up all the items. So I don't know, you bear witness with me that you can also see it. So going down with the sword there, we can see that what item table. This item table you see there on line 139 here. So with that line, it says the type of item as item 9. As you see, item 9. In this parenthesis, item 9 here, meaning there is no item in it. It is void, it is empty. Sorry. So we're going to the script strcpy script copy. Yeah, so without code also, it does the same thing. It copies the string nothing into the name field of the item. It then the item table now. So I'm explaining we have 146, 147, 148, 149. These are all related because they all belong into this curly bracket, which means that what they are of the same value or they are all related. Yes. So the straight copy item table. You have the description which is a steady iron sword. It gives you what? It gives you +5 of the attack bonus. The how you're able to attack, it gives you what? +5 of it. It's just an empty description for this item. And when you get to the attack bonus 0, the attack bonus 0 means that what? It does not give you any bonus with it. Even if you attack, you're going to get what? 0 damage. So this gives no attack bonus. Then the item bonus, defense bonus 9 gives no defense bonus. So with the defense also, it gives no defense. And with the heal amount, the item cannot heal this player. Even when you pick this item, you cannot heal the player because, as I said from the beginning, it is what void, it is empty. It has nothing, it has no content in it. And then when you go to the score value is also what? The score value amount is what? It's given as 0. You set it to 0 because what this item gives you a score. And the item sword type equals to what? Item sword type. It's what? An iron sword, which means that what? The sword is an iron sword which is used for what? Combating and then defense. So when you compile this code, it defines what? It defines the item as a sword. When you run the code, when you pick that item, it is a sword that you use for I'm going to the item description. It describes it as a steady iron rod, which gives +5 for further value. It describes the sword and its effects. So when you take this effect, when you pick up this item in your game, it gives you +5 of what the attacking power. It gives you +5 of the effect. How about you explain the attack bonus? The attack bonus also equals 5. This sword increases attack by 5. Then what about the bonus, defense bonus? It doesn't give you any defense. It gives no defense. What about the heal amount? The heal amount on line 152 also what? Does not heal you. Does not give you any healing power. Then let's check out the score value. After you use this sword, you gain a value of what? +2. It increases the player score by what? By 20 points, which means that it increases your health power in the game, which gives you more time to spend in the game. Okay. What about the shield? So as you can see here on the shield, on line 155 here. So the item is what? It's called shield. What about the description? The description tells us that it is a battered shield. It gives you what? +4 of the defense. That's the, what about the attack bonus? Attack bonus on line 159 gives you no attacking bonus. How about the defense bonus? Defense bonus also gives you 4. Moving on to line 160. The item table, that's the defense bonus, gives +4. So anytime you use this shield, it gives you +4 of what? Of the protection. This shield increases your defense by what? By 4. But it doesn't give any attack bonus. And also increases your score value by what? By 50. Let's scroll through to the health potion. Health potion as you see online 164. So the item name is what? The item name is a health potion, which restores 30 health power when used. So anytime you pick the potion, it gives you a 30 health power when used. The attack bonus is that it doesn't give any bonus on attack. Anytime you use this, it doesn't give it only increases your health power. Checking the heal amount, it gives you healing by what? It increases your heal power by what? By 30. It increases your heal power by 30, but it doesn't give any defense bonus. And then after you have used this one, you get an increase in what? +10 of your total score value. So let's say you had a score value of let's say 70 or 80. After you use this one, you now increase it by 10. So if you are at 70, you go to 80. If you are at 80, you go to 90. If you are at 90, you go to 100. Back to 100 where you started from. Let's check out the functions which is used to what? Which is used to set the room. That's line 210. If you see in the comments, you see what room in it. So going back to line 212, we have void set exit. If you have R exit, direction to the north. So it means any when you see the north, it means you're moving the north direction. South means you're moving the south direction. East means you're moving in the east direction. So it says the player to move either in the north, the south, the east, or the west. That's the four cardinal points we all know and are what and are aware about. Okay, so running with this, okay. So let's go back to the room village. So room village at line 220, line 221. You can see the ID. That means for the description, which is given in room village. The name is what the village gate. Let's see the description. So I'll read the description for you guys to know something about it. Okay, so you can see we stand at the crumbling gate of a once proud village. Shared buildings around you, a dead path leads north. So as I said from the beginning, the arrows north means what? It directs you towards into the north position. It says the name of the room. So the name of the room is what? Is the village gate. Moving on to the dark forest, the name of the room is what? Is what? A forest, a dark forest. Moving to the room bridge, it also tells us line 245 that what? It is what? A room bridge, old stone bridge. Okay. Okay, then going back to what? Going back to the last part, you have the keep entrance. It means it's an entrance where what keepers are there. It means before you pass through there, you need to what defeat them. Sometimes it is guarded by a wolf, sometimes it is guarded by different beasts. So you have to what? You now have to what fight them and then get into it. You also have what the great hall. You also have dungeons in it. But these rooms don't have what? Looking at line 266, it says that what it requires no key requires key equals zero. It means that well, it doesn't need any key for you to enter. You just go into the room, you pick your direction, go into the room. You don't need any key for this for this part of the game. Okay, so in summary, we can see different rooms in our game. You can see 10 rooms, you can see throne room on 293. You can also see dungeon. You can also see guarded barracks. Barracks, you all know barracks where the soldiers are, where guards are, they are what they are protecting the place. So you see all this place. So in summary, each line in the code is either what defining an item, that's the what init item, or it connects the room together as you saw in the void rooms, or it places items in what enemies in one room, as you said. So thank you for listening to me for this presentation. I believe you understood. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Talibef, and then I'm in group 14 of the programming. So I'm presenting about an adventure game. So I'm starting from line 281. So the STRCPY, that's string, it for string, like for string assignment, yes. And then the set underscore exit is to define navigation in the room, yes. And then the set, sorry, the item underscore here has underscore anyway requires underscore key is to set flags, basically to set flags, yes. So that applies to everything over here. That's the throne room, the guard barracks, the armory, everything over here, the armory, the hidden groove, and then now we get to the player helpers. So the player helpers, that's the init underscore player. Helps to initialize player attributes. That's attack. So as you can see, the HP, the max HP, and blah. Okay, yeah. So and then we have the member. The member is used to clear inventory memory. Yes. And then the player underscore has operates to inventory array and compares item type with target array. Yeah. Or target type. Yes. So now we have the use underscore portion. Okay, so the use underscore portion is basically for picking up health. Yes. So as you can see, item underscore health portion. So it means when the item underscore none appears, it means there's no portion to pick up. Yes. So we move on to make underscore enemy. As you can see, the string over here. They get underscore rule, player wins, player dies, player attacks based on random audience. Okay. So and then the last part is this. Okay, so the inventory is for is basically used or is used loop. Yes. You use it to operate. That's it.
Okay, I am Calvin and I'm a member of the 14. Now explain the program step by step, showing the codes and what each part does. So the first program handles what happens when the player enters the room, which is code from line 502. And then it creates a pointer to the current room, which allows the user to enter a current room index access the correct room from the room array. Then for code line 505, it also checks if the room requires a key and if the player does not have that key. Line 506 prints a message telling the player that the room is locked. Like line 506 tells the player that the room is locked. So the player needs to move like this moves the player back to the previous room if they cannot enter, which is line 510. So for line 511, the the end this ends the function and keeps the game running. So next is the program display in the room details. So for code 515, it prints the name of the room. Then code 517, for code 517, it checks if the player is entering the room for the first time. So for code 1512, it also explains the marks the room has visited if this player 5 bonuses points. It gives the player 5 bonuses points. So to continue, line 520 also checks if there is an item in the room. So then line 521 displays the name of the item. So yes. So for the player to continue, he needs to add the item to the player's inventory. Yes, sorry. So now enemies encounter. So for code 25 from code 536, it checks if there's an enemy that hasn't been defeated. Then to continue from code 538, it gets the enemies in the current room. Then starts combat and stores the results. For code 548, if the player's health reaches 0, the game ends. So for that not to happen, like to store directions, name and display. So for the movement option, for code 5569, the loops goes through all the directions, which checks if the movement in that direction is possible. So if it's possible, it prints available directions. So the next movement function also moves the player north and updates the game state. It moves the player north and updates the game state. So finally, the game loop, like the main game loops, which is the while into bracket state playing, explains, runs the game continuously whilst the player is still playing. So scan F comes in for here. So when you code for your scan F, it takes input from the player, which yes, which yeah for that one, and then for the choice, for the switch choice, it chooses an actions to perform based on the input. Let's say each cases, which is case 1 state that moves player to direction north, case 2 move player to direction south, case 3 moves player to direction east, and then 4 west. It explains each case corresponds to the movement of directions. So for line 7, from line 674, which is case 7, explains the game if the player choose to, like it ends the game if the player choose to quit. So and then um state um for okay for the final score. It displays the player score at the end, like at the end of the game. So in summary, like to explain this in summary also, this program uses functions, loops, and conditions to create a fully interactive text-based adventure game where the player explores rooms, collects items, and then fights enemies and reaches different endings. So when you run the code, like this is what it's going to give you. It's going to so let's wait for the code to load. Pardon me. Okay, so it's going to give you some statement that's in the Dark Lord has seized to make the game nice. This is what is going to start. The Dark Lord has seized the ancients, keep and curse the surrounding lands. You, a lone adventurer, must fight through 10 rooms, gather weapons, and then defeat the Dark Lord before all hope is lost. So it tells you that press enter to begin. So when you begin to see like you see a health potion here, pick it up. So either you press one to pick it up or two to not pick it up. Let's press one and then press enter. It picks it up and then the commands come if you want to go north, go south, go east, go west, or you see. So maybe I want to go north one, enter. To go north and then you see an iron sword here. Pick it up, yes or no. So maybe no. Then your HP is 100. First roof HP is 40. So you want to attack, use potion or flee. So since my power is more than his, I'll attack him. So one and enter. Then now my HP has come to 93. This is then the forest wolf HP is 30. So if I want to attack or use potion, I can use potion. If I want to flee, I can flee. So attack again, press enter, and then it continues like that to the end. So maybe attack. Maybe I want to go south, enter. The command also comes south again, and I'll enter. I want to go like I want to keep going to south, enter. So like this also shows that the code runs. If you want to quit two, you can quit. So quit 7, then enter. Then thank you for playing. The final score is 40. So thank you. This is our presentation, group 14.